So hi guys and welcome back to my My Team Career Mode 2.0 Season 3, and if you haven't watched the last video, go and check it out. It was in the Great British Grand Prix, obviously, well, Great Britain, but it was an amazing race, guys. We had a rain-soaked race in which I thought, you know what, let's just go on a setup which is neither dry nor wet, and we paid the price with that, only getting P10 for Yuki Tsunoda. Obviously, it was a little bit weird race for us. We could not do anything, and right now our upgrades are paused, and it looks like it is because we do not have many more engineers to use. So here we are going to dual upgrade the fuel injection system. That will definitely come in handy, and obviously for the Spa-Francorchamps GP our engine isn't that bad, and all the upgrades we can do we have already done. So we will have to wait for the aero breakthrough and the chassis breakthrough to come in so that we can do something. But right now, other than skipping past the time, we cannot do anything. And obviously our research of powertrain was delayed, but it doesn't matter because that is something we do not really care about right now. So we have Alexander Albon who wants to have a talk with us, and he wants a 3.3 million signing bonus, and he wants us to score 35 constructor points, which we have already done, but vehicle performance is 4th and the fan rating is 7th. So we are right now 5th in the fan rating. We have to negotiate with him on that front, but right now we are going to advance these talks. Let's see what he agrees with us after this. And we have Pierre Gasly who also wants to do a little bit talks with us. And obviously guys, the thing is, Pierre Gasly is actually doing really good in this season. So let's see, with a 4.36 signing bonus, it what he's asking for, with a 32 million annual salary, and obviously finishing 4th in the constructor standings, we are having difficulty getting ourselves into P5. So getting P4 in the constructor is actually very difficult, but let's see, can we do it? And guys, finally we have our aero and chassis breakthrough come in. That is honestly very big for us. Let's just see how many upgrades we can do right now. And drag reduction we can't do, and we have a front wing upgrade. That is an ultimate front downforce upgrade. We can buy that, but right now the thing is guys, we only have 2200 resource points. Yeah, we can't do anything with that. So we thought, since we have the money, let's upgrade something other, and obviously it is more or less in the powertrain department. I am trying to get every small and a little bit less expensive upgrades to be doing, and let's just see. So we are going for reduce our cost in the powertrain and producing all the other upgrades, so that will be helpful, skipping the time, and we finally have the money and the resource points to do. But first of all, let's just see driver conflict. The title sponsor has invited both the drivers to a high profile networking event, so obviously that will cost some problems with the drivers, but we have accepted it because we don't know right now the problem will be, so we will see what that happens. So we have guys our ultimate tire wear upgrade that will come in after the Belgium Grand Prix, and if you know, I always struggle with tire wears, so we have bought that ultimate upgrade. So obviously, since it is a little bit later, we will get that upgrade after this race, but that doesn't matter guys, one race isn't going to hurt us that one. So we are now buying the durability upgrade too. Let's just give one to Yuki and one to Duan, and obviously we are right now the 8th best car on the grid, but Aston Martin still the first, and Alpine right now is actually 3rd. Alpine is the 3rd best car on the grid with McLaren in P4. That is crazy. Obviously we had to drive as Duan in this race, but I forgot and did it with Yuki Tsunoda.
High-speed straights, heady elevation changes and dramatic corners. What is there not to love about today? It's qualifying day here at Spa-Francorchamps.
Obviously guys, in this race we are driving as Yuki Tsunoda, though I had to drive as Jack Doohan. Guys, the problem is that we already gave all the new components to Yuki because I knew we can't change that after we go in the racing weekend, and because of that we are right now driving with all the new components, but Jack Doohan is actually driving with the second hand components. So that is honestly a little bit annoying, but obviously we can't do anything here. So first lap SQ1 with a purple first sector, green second sector, using the battery, not too much, race to the line. We go P3 with a 144.3, and that was enough for ourselves to get into SQ2, and obviously Jack Doohan just barely getting out of SQ2, and obviously Calimere has been knocked out of SQ1. So here we are on our second qualifying session here with the first lap on the mediums. Obviously guys, in the Spa-Francorchamps GP I always go really amazing, so it's going to be fun. Let's just see what we can do using the battery we have. Obviously we have to take the Arouge very amazingly so that we can gain time through the Cayman straight. Let's see, and we have done that, though a little bit problematic, but that doesn't matter. Into the final sector with a purple first sector, green second sector, using the battery we have into the bus stop chicane, going through it. Obviously we have a car in front which isn't going to hurt us now, so using the battery, race to the line. Let's see, and it's a 143.1. what an amazing lap, getting better and better, and we have a Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc has been knocked out of SQ2 with obviously Lando Norris, but Lando Norris has been knocked out of SQ2. That's not a problem, but obviously it doesn't matter to us, and Jack Doohan is also out into P15. But the problem is guys, Jack Doohan obviously on a very old set of components, though they are good enough to do racing on, but I don't know what he will do in the race because they will be very well worn. So here we are on the one and only lap in SQ1, SQ3 sorry, and because we can't do 2 laps here because the lap is so long, we are here right now getting an amazing slipstream behind Lance Stroll. But the problem is guys, we have actually caught up to him. I thought guys he will be a little bit faster while being in the fastest car on the grid, but it does not look like that. Look at that, how much difficult it is for us right now through no name. And obviously guys, at this point I used the battery. I was really close to him, but I thought, you know what, let's just bring back ourselves a little bit so that we can make a little bit of a gap. And obviously guys, Puan is a really bad corner for me, and AI gain a lot of time through it, so that also helped us. So here we are into the final sector. Let's see what we can do. Obviously I'm using all the battery I have because I have made enough of a gap to Lance Stroll, and we are right now actually on medium ERS rather than being at hot lap, so that we can deploy as much as we want. So into the final bus stop chicane, look at how close we are to Lance Stroll, using all the battery, getting a little bit bogged down there because of the problems, but here we go with the first and third purple sector. We go in pole for the sprint race, and we have stayed in pole by 1/10 of a second to Max Verstappen, who in the McLaren did amazing. Pierre Gasly P3. This is going to be an amazing sprint.
Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. Spa-Francorchamps today, a circuit that spans 4.35 miles. There are tons of elevation changes along the way too. 19 corners making up this circuit, with 9 of those to the right and the remaining 10 to the left. This track's a great one for fans of pure speed, and the average lap speed comes close to a whopping 145 miles per hour. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Yuki Tsunoda lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Gasly, Antonelli, Mark Webber and Senna, Piastri, Ocon, Russell and Lance Stroll, Aaron, Sainz, Lando Norris and Leclerc, Doohan, Bortoletto, Callie Mayer and Ollie Ben. Hadja, Lawson, Hulkenberg and Pepe Marti rounds off the grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. Now, you're the racing driver in this partnership, so tell us about this racing driver. Put us in their shoes. How are they going to be feeling?
Well, you've got to be prepared, Crofty. Before you even step foot inside the car, you've got to know, you've got to have a pre-race game plan. You've watched videos before you get into the car of previous races gone by. You know where you have to place your car if X, Y or Z happens in front of you or behind you. So having this clear game plan is absolutely essential before you get in the car.
Radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
So here we are, guys, in the sprint race for the Spa-Francorchamps GP. Let's see what we can do here. Obviously, it will get a little difficult at the end of the race, but right now, let's just see if we can keep this pole into the lead, and 5 laps to go. And here we go for the sprint race from pole. Max Verstappen getting an amazing start there, but we into turn 1, taking it easy, almost very close to the curb, well, to the wall in turn 1, but that doesn't matter. We have stayed in front, but Gasly already in P3 is trying to attack Max Verstappen and lead. Let's see the start from the other angle, and let's just see, we gotten a little bit worse start comparing to Max Verstappen, but we into turn 1 pulled out the gap, obviously taking it easier, and Max Verstappen wasn't able to do anything there, and because of that Gasly got an amazing run on Max Verstappen. Look at that, guys, they are going side by side through a rouge, up the radio, they are still side by side. Let's just see through the chemistry till they stay there, and they are staying 2 wide there, and Antonelli and Mark Webber will try to make something, and there is Antonelli in the Williams Jaguar trying to make it 3 wide, but wasn't able to do it. But here Max Verstappen and Gasly still fights, but Max Verstappen at the Lecombe chicane was able to get a good exit and getting himself into P2, so that is good for them. But here we are, guys, taking it very easy, because we know that if we can keep a gap in front of these guys, it will be very amazing. And obviously, guys, my bus stop chicane and my turn 1 is actually a good spot for me to gain time on the AI. So actually, because of this, obviously I will be able to make a gap against these guys. So lap 2, Max Verstappen has finally caught up to us, but let's see, can we stay in front, obviously, because this is the part of the track where I am very vulnerable because of the slow cornering and then a little bit of a traction control problem, but that doesn't matter. We are using every bit of battery, but Max Verstappen has an amazing exit out of the corner, and he will try to do something. Let's see, will he make a lunge into the bus stop chicane? He goes on to the racing line. We go defensive, but into the turn of bus stop, we take it easy, cutting across the track and not letting Max Verstappen do anything. And because of that, Gasly gets an amazing start, both of them with the DRS. Gasly has overtaken Max Verstappen for P2. We went onto the grass, but that doesn't matter. We are a little bit slower than the people behind us, but right now that doesn't matter. We need to just stay in front. So after a little bit of 1.5 lap, we are on lap 4, because Max Verstappen has again overtaken Gasly, and this time we have made a little bit of a gap to the people behind me, and Max Verstappen are the only ones without any problem from the people behind, and because of that Max Verstappen will try to go around the inside into the Lecombe chicane, but we brake very late, and that looks like some kind of carbon fiber flying around, and there is Antonelli and Gasly fighting with each other, but it doesn't matter to us, guys, because we have stayed in front of Max Verstappen. Obviously, it did not feel like that hard of a defense I went for, but it looks like that has created problem for Max Verstappen. But still, guys, on lap 5 again, this is getting difficult, because into turn 1, which is my strongest turn, we are getting a little difficult. But here Max Verstappen losing to Antonelli with the help of DRS. Both of them have it, but here Antonelli will try to go around the outside of Max Verstappen, and he has done it entirely into P2 now in the Williams Jaguar. Obviously, guys, Williams Jaguar are team which is really good in a straight line, though they are not really good in a second sector, which is also the part where we aren't really good. So it really very well will be helpful for us if the Williams Jaguar stays with us behind us, because we can make a little bit of a gap, because on lap 8, look at that, guys, we have made a 1.7 gap to Antonelli, and Max Verstappen is also a 4 second behind us. So that is good, guys. We have made a gap to the top guys there. Obviously, what an amazing race for us. We are feeling amazing. It was amazing feeling for us, guys, into the final lap. We are just cruising, obviously making a little bit mistakes here and there because I was relaxed. Well, I was a little bit relaxed, and because of that we made some mistakes, but that doesn't matter because we are still in front of Antonelli, that too by 5/10, and still a 4 second lead to the people behind all of them. And there is a train forming behind Max Verstappen. That is not going to hurt us because we, through the burst of chicane, we are going to take the checkered flag and we are going to win our first race of this season, though it's a sprint. But what an amazing race. We had the pace, we had everything in this race, and obviously we were able to make a big gap, though it feels like Max Verstappen, because he got a little bit worse exit at the while trying to attack us, he might have suffered some damage, but still, guys, I am still happy. What a race. Finally a win. Nonetheless, it is sprint, but nonetheless it was amazing. But let's see, can we do the same thing in the main race? So let's just go for its qualifying.
High-speed straights, heady elevation changes and dramatic corners. What is there not to love about today? It's qualifying day here at Spa-Francorchamps.
So here we are in the qualifying first lap on the soft tires. Obviously, guys, the difference of time between the last sprint race and this qualifying is around a week, because obviously, guys, I had to do something because life gets in the way, and because of that we might be a little rusty here, but that is not going to hurt us getting a good lap in. And here we are through the bus stop chicane in the first lap using all the battery. Race to the line, we go 144.0, not very well off from the first lap in the sprint race. That is good. We are through, and our teammate Jack Doohan is also through. And guys, I am so much annoyed because obviously if I had Jack Doohan in the best components, if I had given him that, he would have done much better in the qualifying too. But here we are with a purple first sector, with a green second sector in the one and only lap into Q2. If we can manage it, we go with a 144.5. We are very slow on a used set of tires. We did that lap, so I thought, guys, yep, we are P10. There is no way we do not improve. So here we are, first lap, well, the second lap on a new tires. Let's see what we can do into turn 1, and look at amazing grip we had. We already gained 1.5 tenths while we were down 1.5 tenths. So we already gained 3 turns out of turn 1, but that doesn't matter. Through a rouge we did a little bit more, but here first purple sector, second sector doesn't really matter because we have gained 8 tenths. But going on to the gravel, we have lost a little bit, but still, guys, we have kept 9.5 tenths. That is big. If we can get it to a second, that will be amazing. But still, we are 9.5 tenths up to the people or the lap we had done. Obviously 143.5 will be an amazing lap for us, because obviously that is very close to us getting pole in the sprint race. But here we are into the final burst of chicane. Let's see, 1.2 seconds gain. ERS open, a little bit skirmish out of the exit, but that's not going to hurt us. We go P7. Okay, not the best lap, guys, but still I am not really angry with that because that was honestly an amazing lap. We have done some good work here. Let's just see what we can do. Obviously Jack Doohan only P12, but 6 tenths behind Esteban Ocon, and well, almost a second behind Esteban Ocon. He was 6 tenths behind Isaac Hajar. So yeah, if he had the best components, he might have been able to do something, but obviously guys, we can't do anything. So first laps already done. We are 8 tenths behind everyone. Obviously it was on a used set of tires, so I thought, what's the point in showing you that? So here we are for the final lap into Q3. Our chance of getting pole, let's see, can we get it? Obviously guys, the drivers in front of us will improve, so 8 tenths is not something we are going for. We need at least 1.5 seconds to do something. So here we are through a rouge. We have already gained 1.5 tenths, almost 2 tenths gained using the battery a little bit through the Camel Straight. We have done it through Lake Om, and look at that guys, 5 tenths gained out of Lake Om. We still have gained, but here into the final corners we have gained 1.5 tenths or 1.5 seconds almost. It is right at 1.3, but we are gaining and gaining using the battery. Obviously we are going to shut the battery down through Blanchimont, because obviously guys, we get a little bit lift here if we are too fast here, but that doesn't matter, because through the bus stop chicane, that is the main place we can gain some time, and out of it we have gained 1.7 second. Race to the end, it still was 1.5. What an amazing lap for us, what a crazy thing. And we have taken pole, the first pole of the season, with 1.5 tenths to Oscar Piastri. So I was right guys, we needed around 1.4, and that was something we got. So guys, amazing thing. Let's just go into the race and let's see what we can do from the pole position.
Welcome then, as we take a step back into the nostalgic golden days of motorsport. Spa is unashamedly a throwback, and all the better for it. Climbs, drops, sharp turns, chicanes, sweeping high-speed corners, all while taking in some of the most beautiful scenery that Europe has to offer. This might sound like a travel brochure, but it's not. It's a race day. Welcome along to Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix. Spa-Francorchamps then, a historic 19-corner circuit with a lap distance of 4.35 miles. There's over 100 metres of elevation change here, and with long stretches of the lap spent flat out, a good top speed will be vital for success. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Yuki Tsunoda lines up on pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Sainz, Lando Norris and Gasly, Antonelli, Senna, Hadjar and Jack Doohan, Leclerc, Stroll, Esteban Ocon and Webber, Bortoletto, Mayer, Pepe Marti and Paul Aaron, Russell, Behrman, Lawson and Nico Hulkenberg rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And alongside me today is a man who needs no introduction, but I'll try anyway. It's Ant Davidson. And let's talk momentum with this driver. What a sprint it was. They start at 0 once again for today, but with a huge amount of confidence, surely. Well, they'll definitely be glad that there's not a sprint race today. Let's face it, the sprint couldn't have gone much worse, but what we're looking for today is a reaction. Look, we know it's not where you start, it's where you finish, but let's talk about the start now. What's there to help the drivers get away well?
Big pressure at the start of the race, Crofty, for all of them up and down the grid, no matter where you are. But the drivers these days, they practice and practice. They have rigs with them at the circuit where they can sit down with the actual steering wheel from the real car, and they've got lights that they react to. The clutch paddle is tailored around the driver's hands, around their fingers, so they can have optimum position before they start. So there's so much thought and effort that goes into getting these cars off the line.
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Obviously, we are planning to doing something amazing here. We need to at least get P1 in this race, because even if we do not have a good car, we should be able to defend, guys, because through the bus stop chicane and then into turn 1 are the two best corners I have against AI. Let's see what we can do with 5 lights. And here we go for the main race. This time Oscar Piastri is going to accompany us on the start. We get a little bit skirmish out of the start, but here into turn 1 again we have taken it easy, and this time Piastri will be getting attacked by Max Verstappen. And look at that, guys, they were going side by side. And let's see from the other TV pod there, and let's see, we are into turn 1, taking it easy, just letting the car roll through and not let Piastri get anything there. And because of that, Piastri and Max Verstappen are going to fight with each other. Look at that, still going side by side. They are going side through a rouge up the radio, and look at that, guys, still going side by side. And that was Jack Doan going side by side with Esteban Ocon. But here with the drag race up to the Lecom chicane, let's see who will win it into the braking, and this is still going on side by side. Max Verstappen finally gets the grip out of the corner, and because of that Piastri has been overtaken from P2 to P3. But that isn't going to be the worst position for him, because we are really a little bit here and there, because I am a little rusty after not playing this game for around a week. But that is not a problem, guys, because we have already done qualifying. We need to just keep on improving, and here we are at the end of lap 2, and now Max Verstappen has closed up to us, and we got a really bad exit out of the bus stop chicane. That is going to hurt us, guys, because obviously the fact is that these are the two corners I am best at, and we have flubbed both the corners, the bus stop chicane and turn 1. That is going to get us a little difficult, but let's see what we can do up the radio. Can we get a good enough exit? Obviously Max Verstappen will get the DRS. Let's see what he will do with that, and he will try to go around the inside. Obviously I thought about covering it, but then I thought let's just leave it, and here we go into the braking for turn 6. Look at that, still going side by side, but we get an amazing exit out of turn 6, and now we have fended off the attack of Max Verstappen. But obviously, guys, these guys also cannot keep on attacking me for a very long time, because obviously, guys, the fact is we have an amazing tire wear in this race. So lap 6 is the final lap. Finally Max Verstappen has caught up to us again, and we have made some more mistakes. So this might be the chance for Max Verstappen to pounce on us. We go through the Rouge, and obviously, guys, look at that, we still lift. Even though I am trying to take the optimum line, we still lift into a Rouge. That hurts us, but it doesn't matter, because here we are going to defend against Max Verstappen. Look at that, squeezing into the inside, and he has overtaken us. He has actually gapped us, but into the braking for turn 6. Look at that, guy, squirming around the car, pushing Max Verstappen, obviously, because I was not going to give this lead up here. And look at that, guys, I was not letting this lead go, because we used every bit of tire grip I had on these mediums. I used it, and I pushed Max Verstappen out. And here we are on lap 8. We have a green flag. We must have had a yellow flag somewhere, but it doesn't matter, and it's because Esteban Ocon is out of the race from the Ferrari. Obviously he was, I think, P9, P10, so it doesn't really matter to us. So we are here at the end of lap 9, taking it easy. Max Verstappen, look at that, through Blanchimo is going to keep with us, but we into the bus stop again, tactically staying in the middle of the track so that Max Verstappen can't do anything. And even then we did not get a good exit, because we had a way too much wheel spin. But the good news for us is that we are going to pit on this lap, so this might be the last chance for Max Verstappen to do anything, guys, because hard tires will feel much better for us than these medium tires. And I know that Max Verstappen will try to attack us on this very lap, because he is very close to us with 4 tenths out of Rouge. Let's see what he can do using all the battery we have, but Max Verstappen will get the DRS, and our orange turn has been opened. But here into the inside we go, taking it easy. Obviously Max Verstappen did not had enough of a pace to attack us, and guys, our tire wear has called out, and now it's orange on the tire wear. But obviously, guys, this race is the only race I did not even have to worry about the tire wear, because obviously I knew that it is getting worse. But the thing is, guys, I also knew that hard tires will be feeling very well here. So here at the end of lap 10 we have gone into the pits. Let's see what others do. Piastri, Max Verstappen, Gasly, all of them are into the pits. So we have 1.37 extra fuel, and I am using 0.10 extra fuel every race. So we are very well on the fuel too. So here we are, lap 11 with a 2.4 pit stop. That is good, guys, out of the pits. Let's see, we have stayed in front of our teammate, but he obviously on a very well worn but hot medium tires, and he will get the DRS. Obviously I am still thinking, should I defend or should I fight with Jack Doohan, or should I let him by? So out of a rouge I thought about it, and you know what, guys, I am going to let Jack Doohan by here, because it's not going to hurt us to let him go in front, because Sainz was, I think, guys, 2-3 seconds behind us, so he won't be able to do too much of a big undercut on us because our tires are new and we are going to push still. And look at that, guys, how close we are getting to Jack Doohan and through No Name. Look at that, guys, we are just too close, and because of that dirty air we got a little bit understeer there, but it doesn't matter, guys. We are going to stay with Jack Doohan, obviously through P1, the only corner I'm not really good at against AI. But the thing is, guys, through into the bus stop chicane, I thought about not going for the dive bomb, but the thing is, guys, Jack Doohan was very slow, and if I do not do that, it will be very difficult for us to stay in front. But here comes Carlos Sainz, and after overcutting everyone for one lap, he has actually gained 3 position, because obviously we all were into traffic, so that is going to be big for Sainz. He will get the DRS. Max Verstappen was stuck behind Paul Allen, so he will not get the DRS from us. And here into turn 6 he has overtaken Carlos Sainz, has taken the P2 there, and this is good news, guys, for us, because the Williams Jaguar, again like in the sprint race, is amazing on the straight like us, but they aren't really good in the second sector like us. But obviously I can outdrive this car a little bit, so that I can get a little bit of a gap. But on lap 15, guys, look at that, Charles Leclerc has overtaken Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri and is now into P3. So he is the only one who is actually catching. Other than that, every other driver is finding it very difficult, and there we go, getting our first warning there, but that isn't going to hurt us because we have a 2 seconds gap. But on lap 19 it has gone to 1.5, but because of that, here Sainz has been attacked by Charles Leclerc, and into lap 19 into turn 6, Sainz has been overtaken by the blue Ferrari, and now Charles Leclerc will try to catch us up. Obviously Ferrari really good in the second sector, but not really good in the straight line. But let's see what he can do. Obviously he will try to catch up, but we still are 9/10 behind. But at the end of lap 20 is the lap Charles Leclerc has finally caught up to us. Let's see into the bus stop chicane. Will he try to do something? He did not, because we closed that gap very well. So here we are, starting our penultimate lap here. Obviously we get a little bit skirmish out of the bus stop chicane, but it's not going to hurt us that much. So here we are into turn 1, taking it easy, and Charles Leclerc will get a good exit there, because obviously that wasn't really a good exit for us. But here he is still 4.5 tenths behind. Let's see what he can do with the DRS he will get. Let's use the battery. This might be the only chance for Charles Leclerc. Let's see how he will utilize it. Obviously very close to it, getting all the slipstream he can get, and we go defensive at the very last moment. Charles Leclerc will try to go, but we threw the inside of Lecombe, and we have stayed in front. We have taken that lead. We are not going to let them by. And there is Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen has spun. What has just happened? Max Verstappen out of turn 6, he spun there, used way too much, I think, throttle there, and he has spun. And because of that, I even went onto the grass, because I got a little bit scared, because I was looking at the map. I thought, what the hell has happened? Because I saw on the left hand side on the timing shot that there was someone who went down, and because of that I was confused what the hell was happened. But it doesn't matter, because here into the bus stop chicane, for the last time. Here we are starting the final lap and we have made contact with Charles Leclerc. What the hell has just happened? We have made contact. Let's see from Charles Leclerc POV. Obviously I kind of shut the door on him. Obviously it wasn't really a choice, guys, because I wasn't actually paying attention to Charles Leclerc. I even forgot that he was there, and because of that, Piastri and that is Williams Jaguars Carlos Sainz has caught up to us. They were 1.5 seconds behind us, but that doesn't matter, guys, because Charles Leclerc was not able to attack us on the final lap, and obviously he wasn't able to get overtaken by Piastri there. But guys, I was a little bit pissed at myself because there was no need from us to defend like that. Obviously, even though it was a mistake, but these kinds of mistakes shouldn't happen when you are doing this good. But here, hey, Charles Leclerc, I was letting off the throttle to let Charles Leclerc catch us up, because if he will try to do something, he can do it in the bus stop chicane. Obviously we will defend, but I am going to not let Charles Leclerc do the same thing I did again. But here, this time into the bus stop chicane, I tried to leave the gap a little bit more, leaving the door open, but it's not going to work because we have won the Spa-Francorchamps GP with Yuki Tsunoda. Obviously Yuki having a really woeful season, and finally he has done and won the Spa-Francorchamps GP.
The crowd roar their approval for Yuki Tsunoda.
They led from lights out to the flag at the end, and their race victory was never in doubt, was it? Brilliant stuff by them.
There's room for 3 on their podium, but only ever 1 right at the top. Let the celebrations begin. And the little man towers over the rest. It's the top step of the podium for Yuki Tsunoda.
What an amazing race, guys. We have finally won the sprint, and then we went on to win the Spa-Francorchamps GP's main race. Honestly, guys, main race is such an amazing feeling to win, and finally we have won it. Obviously last season we won 2 races, and this season I was getting a little bit scared because we are now on the halfway mark and we haven't actually won anything. So it's really good thing. And obviously Jack won into P16. If he had some good engines, he might have been able to get himself a point or 2 something, but it doesn't matter. And here we are, guys, and first time I think I have seen my cost of repairs being 0, but that is good. And we have rivalry with Scuderia Ferrari. Obviously they aren't really looking good. I do not understand what has happened to them. They are 11 points behind us, but obviously, guys, Charles Leclerc is the only one who is pulling all the weight there, and obviously technically we are the only one who is pulling all the weight in this team. But still, guys, we are doing amazing, and if you are enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one.